Welcome to the DYSON'S Effect,
a show about everyday situations, issues, and topics we talk about and give our opinions.
We may even listen to yours.
We are your hosts, Johnny
and Teresa,
also known as Mr. and Mrs. Dyson.
Hey, we back, y'all. This is Johnny.
This is Teresa.
And this is another episode of the
DYSON'S Effect.
So, amidst everything that's been going on, we got caught up on a show that we've been putting off for a while. Well, we got caught up on two shows. One of the shows was The Pharmacist. It's a long show about a man that's son has overdosed on drugs, and he didn't know he was on drugs at the time. And this is in not Baton Rouge, it's New Orleans, Louisiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we also had watched it in a few days, where we didn't binge watch it for the whole day, so it probably took a few days to watch it all.
Mm-hmm.
What is your opinion on it?
It was good.
It was good?
Good show.
It was a good show?
Mm-hmm.
For the people that don't know, what was it about? What was your take on it?
It was a good show. I mean, a good documentary. If you want to watch a documentary, that is one of many that I would advise on Netflix.
Because I think that it also gives you the spiral of how to look at things when something goes wrong. I think first his son overdosed on drugs. I don't want to give too much away, but first his son overdosed on drugs. Then he got obsessed with the whole opioid epidemic that has been going on in the world, and it looks like what some people said in there, people have been copying and pasting it and doing it all in other places as well, and he did a lot of things behind the scenes. So I think that was good. I think that was a good one. I think that's kind of old. I think that came out last year. I think we put that off when we was watching the one documentary. Me and Craig were just talking earlier today about the Jeffrey Epstein documentary. That was a little heavy.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Now, as I told a lot of my friends and the people that listen, and a lot of my family know, a lot of this stuff that comes out, unbeknownst to me, I be in my own little world. I don't read everything, and I don't consume too much media, and I don't consume too much stuff. I don't know about a lot of that stuff, so a lot of the stuff I found out real late. So I know a little about it, but I don't investigate. I don't read all of it. And a lot of stuff I don't really care that much to know that much. So I just thought that maybe, hey, he molested some people, so on and so forth, and rich man that had money, tied to a lot of people. What else is new? But when you get into the documentary, the interesting thing is a lot of the behind the scenes of who he is. That's what I was intrigued about. Okay, who is he and how did he do a lot of these things? So I think that was I don't know, who is he? How did he do a lot of these things? And how is he tied to so many people? Just like how? That's the thing. Now, a lot of people say,
because he's white and he had money.
Well, some people say that he has a lot of things hanging over a lot of people's heads, and he probably know that they probably did a lot of the sex rings with him. I don't think it was a sex ring maybe, or sex trafficking like that. It's a different type of sex trafficking as they speak of. It's the sex trafficking when people are kidnapped, stolen for money. And it's the sex trafficking where basically you're coerced into it, talked into it with people that's a lot of money. But it may, quote unquote, may not be any physical abuse. Like they're not beating you. They're not holding you at gunpoint, like the people that's being kidnapped. They're not, not feeding you and so on and so forth. So it's a difference a little bit. So people may take a different toll with it on what they see deemable. Mm-hmm. But I think that the Jeffrey Epstein one was very interesting because it also showed he had a house in London, Virgin Islands, New York, and West Palm Beach, Florida. Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing is it seems like so many small cities have a little world or a little thing of their own town. And one of the things they were saying in the movie about West Palm Beach is that everybody knows a little something about everybody and how these people came into money. So it's interesting how this man came into money, how he knows these people. He's been seen with, like Bill Clinton, and Bill Clinton said he never seen that once. And they got on document that he flown on his plane 26 times. Mm-hmm. They got documented of all the quote unquote, well, not a quote, the dukes and certain princes that was with him of other countries. It's just a lot of documented stuff that.
Well, people's not going to admit being that close to someone when something like that comes out and they're accused of something so big. Of course, everybody don't want their name into it, so they try to be like, oh, I didn't know him like that, or I knew of him, or.
And they got pictures with him too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. They got pictures with him too. I don't want to say this lightly, but they try to throw more of the Donald Trump thing into it because he's the president right now. But believe it or not, at one point in time, Donald Trump was with everybody. Donald Trump was in all music videos. He was in all movies, commercials. He had a celebrity about him before he became the celebrity, for lack of better words. And I don't want to just downplay how people. How can I say? I don't want to downplay how people trying to I'll say add gasoline to the fire with everybody else talking about the president, even though I'm not supporter of the president, but. At the same time, it just goes to show that, how he was tied to so many people and so many people with money. And I don't want to give too much away for the people who haven't seen it, but it's the one that really is interesting to me is the Lex Wessner. Oh, how and why he's tied to him. Being that we lived in Columbus, I've seen his long house when you go all the way down Cleveland Road, I think that's the road, and it turns into another road, and it take you all the way. That's not Cleveland Road; it's the other road, Morris Road. Morris Road take you all the way down into New Albany. Once you go down to Morris Road, it take you into New Albany, and once you get to this one light, this whole light all the way down, because he used to have horses, and you can see the horses before you get to his house, and you can't even get to his house because you got to drive down this long driveway. But anyway. It's interesting how he said the things about him, and he supposedly stole so much money, and nothing happened to him. Just nothing.
Because he probably knew he had something over him.
Just
blackmail.
Blackmail is something else, boy. Whew. Just imagine if you could hold something over somebody's head for the rest of their life. Mm-hmm. That blackmail's strong too, boy. God, he stole millions from him, and there wasn't nothing he can do about it. Mm-hmm. Now, it's another piece of the documentary that I don't want to give too much away about how he got all his money, but I want people to watch it and give us opinion about it. But it's interesting how he got all his money. He's nowhere. He's not a millionaire. He's a billionaire. He almost has his own, he kind of had his own island, or a piece of the island, the Virgin Islands. You got to have a lot of money to do that. So we're going to start this topic off because this has been requested a few times. from a few family members, but one in particular, a family member requested this. What is the topic about?
How to have sex when you have kids. How to be intimate, I guess, with kids in the house.
What do you think?
Easy. Go on your room, lock your door.
That's it.
That's it. It's easy. You got to put your foot down. You got to be the parent.
You got to be the
At
parent.
some point, you can't let your children run your home. How do you think they got here? I know they don't think you're a virgin. So it ain't about the kids is here. And if you really want to do it, you'll figure it out. But there is tips, that we can provide to you.
But this is the thing.
To help.
Before we get to the tips, this is the question you have to ask. Are the kids spoiled? If so, to what degree? So we've talked about this before based on how you grew up, based on where we grew up. Our kids don't even know what the projects is. Now they know of the projects, they know of it, but they never physically been in one, drove around in them. Well, no, I'll take that back. They probably drove when we went home. They probably seen it, but they know very little about the projects and the lifestyle that come with it. Now, with that being said, when you give your kids a better life, a better way of being, they don't see anything. So to some degree, some would call that a little spoiled. And when you give them things that you never had, give them opportunities they never had, giving them a better way of living more than yourselves. It took a while for us to know, but when we was in Columbus and we just realized how our kids was talking different. They was talking oh, okay, because we all talk from the same little.
Well, when we go back home, they say they're proper. Our kids are proper,
and they're nowhere near proper. But I guess as in comparison, they are. So if we're gonna use the scale of 1 to 10, what would you think? Give all of the kids in the bunch on a scale of 1 to 10. Is our kids spoiled?
They are, but they're older.
Give a number. Well, still we're talking about kids though.
Maybe a 7.
7? They're a 7? Mm-hmm. I don't think they're no 7. I would say 5. Mm-hmm. 5, as in necessities. They get good grades. They don't be into anything bad and nothing like that. So spoiled as far as they get what they want, I wouldn't say 7. 7 is up there. I wouldn't say 7. 7?
Yeah, that's my opinion.
Back it up with some. What do you mean with 7? It's just 7.
With me, they're 7.
That's 7. I would say 5. They don't really. No, I don't agree with that. Not a 7. A 7 means they spoiled. They get whatever they want. They're close to getting whatever they want. Plus, we don't even have that type of money to get whatever they want. I don't know what she talking about. Nope. So, if your kids are spoiled, one of the things that goes with being spoiled is, what kind of boundaries are you setting? So, remember when we was talking about something last week, and we had to tell Dryer, all right, we finna go out the room. How many of parents do that nowadays? What do you think?
I don't know. I would hope everybody does that and don't have grown folk conversation in front of kids because they repeat things. And then when they telling that your business, you want to hit them in their mouth or telling them to shut up, but you shouldn't be. A lot of things shouldn't be discussed or handled in front of kids. So, I don't know. I don't know. I would hope all parents do that or all grown-ups do that when it comes to kids, but I know there are some that don't. So, I think everybody should. When grown people are talking, children should not be around.
More so, if they're having an issue of having sex around kids, do you think they have a problem with separating their lives and things they want to do around their kids? That's the question. Yeah. So, like, if you, like, let's just say your friends come over. If your friends come over here and y'all want to have, you know, some wine and drinks or whatever, and y'all want to sit and talk, okay, kids got to go upstairs. They got to go do something. They got to go outside and play. They got to go do something. They can't just sit up and be up under you all the time. Believe it or not, it's a lot of that that's going on, that people have their kids sitting up under them talking about certain things. So I guess if your kids are some kind of spoiled, to relate to that, why are you not setting any boundaries? Why are you not setting any boundaries around them of, you know, hey, we talking? Hey, why don't you go play for a minute while me and her talk? Or not, it didn't even have to be we talking or we saying something secretive. Hey, why don't you just go to your room? You know, why don't you go do this? Why don't you go? Or especially being that how this equates to sex. Can't watch everything on TV. Now I know this is a hard one. This is a very, very, very hard one day and age of time that we in, because they can look a lot of stuff on YouTube. They can Google a lot of stuff and Google it up. But all this ties into having sex around them, because you shouldn't be having them watch so much of it on TV neither. Because especially if they're young, they're 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. Like, they got to turn their head if they're in the room watching it with you, or they have to leave the room, period.
Yeah. I mean, if Jariah comes in the room and I'm watching something like Insecure, Power, all that, right, she has to leave. Ain't no turning your head. Those are shows she completely cannot watch at all.
Yeah.
She would just hear me talk about it. Even like when I would do the what is it? Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Housewives, all that reality.
Shows.
She can't watch it at all.
She can't watch them at all.
Mm-hmm.
And our daughter is 9 years old, so we're speaking for people that have.
She can watch like the family shows, like T.I., his family show. Yeah, she can watch that. And there's a couple other, but all those reality shows where they're fighting and cussing and all that, she can't watch those.
Yeah, there just be too much going on. I think you should hold some of the shows that were depicted badly. You got to have some of them, like, to a degree with your child. Like, they shouldn't watch so much. That shouldn't be irregular to them. Like, they shouldn't be so common watching all of that on TV, because they're going to consume that. And that is feeding them. That is feeding their minds. You know, one of the things about the kids is being so young, they're feeding their minds with things they're watching on TV, and they want to emulate a lot of that stuff, and they want to talk like that, and then they want to go to school and act like that. Then they want to be around their friends and act like that. So then when you bring them around family members that don't know, you done put all this stuff into them, and they say something wrong, you be like, oh, where did it come from?
Right.
Yeah, where did it come from? You know, and just the previous show, we just had to explain we can't say the N-word around our daughter anymore, because I don't want her to say it, and I don't think she know the word, and I don't think she likes the word either. So it's kind of hard for us to implement that word and tell her not to say it. And you know, we haven't even really had. We probably need to have the N-word talk with her now, because all this stuff that's going on, that's a whole separate conversation. But I don't know. I just think you got to have boundaries with your kids. And some people don't have boundaries with their kids. Like, do you? Yesterday, Jariah, she came downstairs playing, and she called you by your first name. There's a comedian that got this joke that said he didn't know his mama had a first name. He just knew her name was Mama. He said, I don't never call her by her first name, because it's just a respect thing. You know, it's a respect thing. And I know certain people who are like, well, no, we don't want to raise the kids how they raised us in the past. Respect don't change. Respect don't change. That if you don't want to discipline your kids a certain kind of way, you don't have to discipline them a certain kind of way. But the respect level don't change, because once that go out of hand, you can cancel Christmas.
Right.
You don't want the respect level to go out of hand. But I think all of that ties into how you have boundaries with your kids. If I tell you to go to your room for a minute, go to your room.
Right.
Go to your room. Like, it's, I hate to say it like that, but you got to do it about it. If I got to tell you 2 times, the second time is late. So if I'm telling you to go to your room for a minute, why don't you go outside and play? Why don't you, look, we talking. Look, we finna go out to eat. You ain't going. That's another thing. How can you have intimacy without the kids?
Well, I mean, you have to first stop talking about your child. So I guess if you have a good conversation, it's more of, things about you and him or whatever your spouse is.
Significant other, right?
Yeah, and also just remember that you are both real people. And, there's other things to be talked about for, other than how your child is pooping or how your child is acting. So that's tip 1. Get a lock.
As crazy as that may sound, I was listening to a radio show the other day, and he was telling me that when the kids just bust into the room, they have to play it off. Like, how's your kids busting in your room? Like, Mom, you don't have we used to have a lock on our door, our first apartment together. And not just for sex purposes, just like, we don't want you busting in our room. Like, we could be naked, we could be changing clothes, we could be anything. Like, why? As simple as it is, a lock don't. And people be like, well, it's an apartment. We used to have an apartment, buy a lock, change the lock when we move in, because we always had a lock on our door room. And then if we moved, change the doorknob lock back. Very, very simple. It's at Walmart, it's at Myers, all of these other stores. You can get a lock that you can put it on. All doors should be able to be locked. You should be able to have a boundary between you and your kids. Your kids can't have so much access to your room, because they gonna think this is my room too. And they gonna think, well, why not? And it also ties into them listening to you. Like I know a friend that a couple years ago was in Ohio. It's understandably so. Matter of fact, it was a couple. But when he moved out, she kept letting the daughter sleep in the bed with her. And even if space is limited, you have to separate your room from the child room, so that way they don't get used to not having your own privacy. An adult has to always have their own privacy in their own house. I'm gonna say that again if somebody didn't listen. An adult has to always have their own privacy in the house, because what if you having a bad day at work? What if you don't feel like being bothered? You should be able to go in your own room, shut your own door, and just be by yourself. Like, you need your house should be your sanctuary. Your house should be a place where you should be able to pray if you want to and not be bothered. Your house should be a place where you should be able to go somewhere and no one be able to bother you. Kids or no kids.
Yeah, that doesn't mean because you get a lock that you are abandoning your child. It just means that if they come running, knocking on the door, it gives you a little bit more time to make yourself decent or, whatever.
Hell.
Heck, you get caught in.
No.
So, yeah, get a lock.
Get a lock.
It doesn't matter how old your kids is. They don't have to be toddlers, even if they teenagers. I mean, get a lock. Get
a lock. Stay out my damn room. I should be able to shut my damn door, and you ain't got to worry about coming in there.
Yeah, but some people.
You want to tell a funny story about what Jariah used to do when she was little? And you used to be jealous of this too.
No.
So when she used to, she used to sleep in our bed all the time too. This is another that ties into this too. She sleep in our bed, so we should let her sleep in the bed in our bed and go watch TV in the living room. And then she used to be yelling at the bed and call me Bae. 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 Bae.
Because she would hear me call him that.
Bae.
So she was calling him that. She's like
1 year old. She used to call me Bae. Because now, for people that wonder, huh? Yeah, Jariah used to call me Bae because Jariah couldn't sleep unless she was on my chest. So since she couldn't sleep unless she was on my chest, she used to call me Bae so I could come get her and she could lay down on my chest to go back to sleep. Hilarious. She used to be Bae. Bae. I'm like, who is she talking to? Once I caught on, I'm like, girl, she's funny. She's calling me Bae loud. And I used to have to go pick her up. And that's also how she learned how to walk, too. She forced herself how to walk on her own. But I think that's the big. You got to get you a lock. Get you a lock, man. It don't cost no money. Get your own. Have your own space. Like you. And then, like, do you change clothes in front of your kids? Like when they 1 and 2 years old? Like put them
I
in
will.
the
You
room.
know I will.
Yeah.
I don't care.
You know, you project girl. You're disgusting. So.
They're my kids, so I don't care. I change in front of them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I don't want to traumatize our kids. Did your mom traumatize you like that?
Yep.
So you're not gonna pass that. That's you're not gonna pass that generational curse down to us. 'Cause, your mama is not gonna change in front of my kids. I do not feel like taking them to the emergency room. No.
I change in front of my kids.
No, you won't. Not in this house. No, you won't.
Cause you don't let me, but I do. I don't care.
You don't care. So
They my kids.
I think that's the biggest thing is that we are in the process of growing and limiting different things and processes of everything that we have going on. So at the same time, you can't really do all of that. You can't. No, you got to be able to lock that door. Just like if somebody knocking on our door right now, no, they can't get in. Our door is locked for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm sure it's dry.
Yeah, sure it's dry. But, that's it. If anybody hear that door knock, that means she's not coming in. That's lesson number 1. Not coming in. Staying out. See, yep, that's right. And see, this is a good lesson too, y'all. Y'all listening while we recording? I told, sometimes when you have your parents live with you, sometimes they're just like kids too. So when they're just like kids too, they have to follow the same rules. So I told my mother, because my mother lived with us, that we're recording. So guess what my mother did, y'all? She came up here and knocked on the door when we was recording. Now we don't know if that was the kids or an adult. But guess what, y'all? This is how you give boundaries. She can't come in because we recording. See how we do that? This how y'all learn. See how y'all learn something real quick? What's the other rule, baby?
Get intimate. Intimacy and sex are not the same thing.
Explain that.
So, because intimacy is what primes the pump.
Say that again. Say that slow.
Intimacy is what primes
Hold on,
the
let me
pump.
go get my lotion. Let me wing it out.
So like cuddling, hair stroking, and simple touching allow. Stop doing that.
Go ahead, say prime it.
Allow for physical reconnection.
Prime it up, prime it up.
You also cannot
Put
forget
that bondo on there, shout it.
the emotional intimacy.
No, let's stick with the prime. Hold on, don't go back. Go to the prime. So no, I'm serious. We'll go back to prime.
No, making time.
No, the prime is. I want the prime.
Making time.
Another word for prime is Another word for prime they use priming the pump, but another example of that is foreplay. Right?
Okay. Yeah,
foreplay.
basically,
foreplay.
this is basically what this is, foreplay.
Yeah, so have the foreplay in.
So making the time to talk and connect goes a long way.
Yeah, that's what we can do.
Yeah, think of intimacy like foreplay.
Yes, foreplay.
A little now will mean a lot later. And unlike former foreplay, it can happen when your kid is around. And this is an article that I pulled up, or he pulled up or found. So this, if you need these steps on how to,
we could
have
post a link
sex,
about
then
it.
you can get this. Get your kid out your bed.
How many? What do you think the age limit the kids should not be sleeping in the bed? Because some people, to be honest, because when we was young, although we had our kids young, probably can't afford a baby crib or a bassinet. Probably can't afford that. We couldn't afford it when we was young. Hell, they got to sleep in our bed. So,
well, I mean, if they are potty trained, they should no longer be sleeping in the bed.
So about 2 years old.
2, 3, yeah. It's time to get a toddler
one,
bed.
depending on how developed they is.
Right.
Because some kids,
I get like month baby, like your 6 month, 8 month, of course, but if they're potty trained, they eating regular food,
eating your food,
complete sentences. They need to be out of your bed and not a bed in your room. They need to be out of your room.
They need to be out of your room.
Out of your room, because how are you going to ever have sex if your child is sleeping at the foot of your bed in their bed? Or it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. Good
point.
Good point.
You have to make sure that you put your foot down and get them their own bed and make sure that they stay in their own bed. And you may have to get creative, to do it. You may have to do something they like, put some lights around the bedroom or, glow in the dark, whatever they like on the wall. Just something that'll make them want to be like, I don't want to sleep with you. I'm going to my cool room, or, I'm getting in my cool bed.
And I think also it helps them to be more independent. You also want your kids to be more and more independent, to do things on their own. You don't want to have them want you to hold their hand to do everything. And I'm sorry I got to say this, but that's mothers. Some fathers are like that too, but mothers, you got to want to help them be independent at whatever cost it is. Help them be independent. Help them sleep in the bed by themselves. Help them watch TV by themselves. Help them to be by themselves, of course, in a confined area, but you can't, you just can't, because your life will be too consumed with them, and you're, a good word is, you are putting a lock, a bondage. You are putting I'm trying to find a right word, on their growth. You're stunting their growth. Good. Yes, you're stunting their growth. They're not going to be able to grow if you don't set these boundaries. Mm-hmm. If you got a significant other and let's just say they haven't even met them yet, you should be able to sit on the phone with them and have intimate conversations, or whatever conversations, without your child around. Some people can't even do that. Like, their kid is all in their business. I should be able to sit on the phone in my own room or in my own space while you can go do something else. Mm-hmm. Like, I said what I said.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, we got a lot of friends and people that's going through this. Friends, family, a lot of people don't know how to put these boundaries in. I think some of these people need a big Johnny. My daddy didn't play. My daddy didn't play. We couldn't even leave the yard. When Peanut and my boy Pumpkin used to come play with us, Pumpkin lived behind us. Peanut lived like 2-3 houses down. They came to our house. And before my daddy passed away, like, it wasn't none of that. So, unfortunately and unfortunately, I got a lot of my daddy ways. Mm-hmm. What's the next step?
Get away. Get out. Go out of town maybe for a night, or even just get a room in town if need be. Just make sure you get away, plan, and just enjoy each other without any kids around at all. Like, most people that can't do it, try to do it in the house. Like, okay, we're going in our room, we locking our door, and we here for the night. We'll make sure y'all good, especially if you have older kids and younger kids. Now, for those that just have toddlers, don't do it. You're going to go to jail. But for those that can, manage that, you can lock yourself in your room and have a date night in your room, and don't come out until in the morning time. So just try to get away some kind of way.
So the date nights is a must, for one.
Yeah.
For two, even if it's not a date night, let's push the envelope. Even if it's not a date night, what if y'all just want to watch a movie? What if y'all just want to do something simple like
watch a TV show or something?
TV show, or watch a 1 hour comedy special. Like, it got to be something. Y'all, you got to have that space, because you're slowly will go down the road of being frustrated quicker than you know. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Also, get you a babysitter. So the babysitter can stay in your home with the child. They can take your child outside to play, to get something to eat, to the library, which that leaves you and your partner time together in a quiet house where you can do whatever you want. So yeah, if you can do that, like, hey, come take such and such. Can you get them for a couple hours, or take them to the mall to get some ice cream, or to the park, or being that it's summertime, kids love being outdoors. Take them to ride their bike down the street, or just something so you can get at least an hour or two along.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that if you can get small increments, it's the little times that matter. If you can get someone to watch them while you run to the store, take it. If you can get someone to watch them while you go get the pizza, take it.
Yeah, right.
Anything, like, if you, because it don't take much. Like, everyone, I know we live in a different day and age and time too, with so much people that don't trust people watching their kids no more like they used to.
Right.
But at the same time, if it's something simple, like you have older children, you have older nieces, nephews, cousins, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, whatever it is, someone in the family that you can watch not that long, to go ahead and do it. Just do it. And I mean, do it with the quickness.
Yeah. And that just do a quickie and get down with the quickies.
Yeah, I seen that too. Let's talk about quickies real quick. What solidifies a quickie for a person that's struggling with having sex when they have the kids living being in their bedroom? Like, what solidifies a quickie? Like, is it good for in the morning? And
quickies you can do any time of the day. There's really not a time frame or time stamp. A quickie is a quickie. A quickie is, let's hurry up and do this real quick while such and such asleep, or he ran to the store, or they went and got something to eat.
Yeah.
Anything that's basically quick, that you ain't taking your time whining and dining and all that. You getting straight to the point, and that's it.
That's it.
Quickie, a couple minutes.
I think when they have quickie, they should have hiding spots for the quickie.
No, yeah.
Like, maybe if their house has their own bathroom in their bedroom, they should get a quickie in that bathroom real quick.
Yeah. So a quickie can also be flexible. Like know the times you need, the locations, if the opportunity presents itself, things like that. Like I said, if they're taking a nap, you can run in your laundry room. If they're playing quietly, you can try to make it happen in your car, the woods, anywhere else you did it, I guess, as a teenager. You did it everywhere as a teenager.
You still like quickies?
No.
You don't like quickies?
No.
You don't like a quickie in the morning?
No.
So you like the all long, drawn out, like I got the...
No, I like quickies.
You like quickies? What, in the morning?
It don't matter.
It don't matter? All right, this is up. Let's get this quickie in, shawty, real quick. All I need is good, 5 pumps? And I'm good. That's
20.
So that's another thing. If someone gets a quickie, does it solidify as sex? Or...
Yeah, you're releasing.
Because I just got done talking to my brother Squeak, and I was jokingly talking about when you don't have sex, it creates a lot of tension. As we stated before on this show, that's one of the reasons why they tell boxers. They tell the boxers, hey, don't have sex before they fight, or people that's in MMA, any type of physical fighting of the sort, don't don't do any of that because they want to keep that tension in their legs. They don't want to have weak legs because a lot of times when men and women have sex, you know, that's a lot of release that comes within their legs. And when that orgasm is it just releases a lot of stuff. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it's a lot of people still follow that rule. And you like quickies in the morning? Can we have like what is best if we have long sex at night or 2-3 quickies in the day? Like boom, 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 boom. Whew, I'll holler at you at 2:00. Boom, 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 boom.
No, probably just that night.
Just at night?
I'm not going to be humping all day.
Humping all day? It's only 5 minutes, so it really don't count. So I'm just giving an estimate number. So like, let's just say we have sex, it takes 40 minutes or 2 hours.
No, I ain't doing it for no damn 2 hours.
So if we do it for whatever time that is it better for me to cut that in half? Let's say if it's 40 minutes at night, if I cut it in half, like 20 minutes, or 15 minutes, I could just get it in 3 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I don't want to do it 3 times.
You don't do it 3 times? You don't want to do it once?
Yep.
That's it?
Yep.
See, I need a stunt double. That's what it is. I need a stunt double. I need 3 stunt doubles for a day. When you want 1, I just get a stunt double for the rest of the days. So what's the other tip?
That is it. Just be flexible. Make sure that, I guess, if you are doing a quickie, make sure that your bed is moved away from the wall. Your bolts are tightened up. Consider like television noises, music, fans, or anything that might be too squeaky. Be prepared for walk-ins. Sometimes you forget to lock your door and the kids bust in on you. In these cases, you just have to cover up, stay calm, and be truthful as you can and redirect. So all of that comes down to a delicate mix of spontaneous. No, it's not spontaneous. It's something and planning. But at some point,
Spontaneity.
Yep, that's what it is.
See how good I am. I don't even know what you're reading.
But at some point, you'll be able to ditch your little cute, your cute little parasite long enough to get it on.
Did they call their child a parasite?
Yeah.
Oh, that's disgusting.
It's necessary, but just like a shark, a relationship without sex totally bites.
Hilarious. But I think that one of the things that you can enforce for your child is a back to bed policy. All right. Back to bed.
Yeah.
Back to bed. Back to bed. I think it was something I was reading something the other day about how the child caught the parents having sex and the door wasn't always shut. And she was like, oh, okay. And the father was like, oh, okay. So he had to go to bed. And it started an argument that led to something else. But long story short, it started from the child not having the rules of him. If you wake up, you can't control if the child wake up. You know, he's a little taller. I think he's like 2, 3, 4 years old. You can't control if they wake up, but hey, back to bed. Even if we're not going to have sex again, just hey, you got to go back to bed because you also want to keep them on the schedule too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
you
hey,
shouldn't be up at 2 and 3 in the morning. Like no, you should be asleep.
You should be asleep at some time.
I don't care if it's summer. You should be asleep if you're a toddler at 2 and 3 in the morning. You're not gonna be up all day. Cause then you all night, then you sleep all day, and it's just it's not. Your pattern's off, and no. And even if so, that's just like for toddlers. If you have young kids in the home, but if you have teenagers, I wouldn't put too much thought into it. I mean, how do they think they got here? They know you had sex. They know you having sex. So if you feel like, I don't want them. Okay, well, they are teenagers. Make them leave, especially if they're driving. Bye, go. You have to put your foot down. Like, they not running your house. You run your house. So, hey, y'all grab your little brother, dinner on me, lunch on me, like make it seem like it's you that's paying and they getting over on you versus just get out.
Yeah, because they stupid. They don't know nothing.
Like lunch on me, y'all go sit down and have lunch.
Mom buying us
cash
pizza.
App, I'll cash app you the amount, or something. You have to play it off like that so they could be like, oh, okay, they all for it. Now if you just be like, go get something to eat, then we ain't got no money, so you have to set some money aside to give to them one day and be like, well, the only thing you got to do, you got to take your brother. Bam, boom. That's 2 hours.
2 hours right there. Especially if you go out to eat, long as these restaurants take with the food and all that. Go to the mall.
Yeah,
these young kids, let them go to the mall and get them something to eat. That you might have 4 hours mess with them.
Yeah, so you just have to come up with ways to get your teenager out the home if they don't ever leave the home. And to take the younger sibling with them as well. So
right, and another one that I found interesting was the get in bed early or at least on time. So let's just give an example. Like let's just say Jariah's bedtime is at 9:00, and we want to say, we want to get it on real quick. Jariah, I'm gonna turn it in early. You got your school clothes ready? You did all your homework? It could be 8:30. Okay, well look, we're gonna lay down, and as soon as 9:00 hit, we need you to be in bed. Just get everything ready by that time. So hey, we going to bed. You ain't coming up in here.
We tell her we go to bed. We going to bed. It's our bedtime. Whether it's she going to bed or not, we going to bed.
Yeah, we going to bed.
She gotta go.
Yeah, and you can't. And ain't no need of you coming back and forth in here all the time. Like it is what it is. Like no, no. Like you gotta. I guess you got to enforce these rules.
Yeah, it ain't you can't say it and then don't mean it. It ain't being mean, it's being the adult. Because you are the adult, unfortunately. And you have to have a life as well, because relationships without, like they said, being intimate is not good, and it can lead to other issues, a lot of tension, a lot of arguments. So you have to make time for that. If that's someone you want to be with or someone you see yourself being with, you have to do the necessary things to make it work.
That's the thing. So I guess
if you're not gonna just be bold and lock your door and just, let them figure out if they're old enough. I said don't do it if you have toddlers. You will go to jail. But
and more so to the effect of when you. I'm not saying this, but some people take it into different measures because this, and I'm speaking for the people that are in a relationship living with the kids. So that means the boyfriend or the girlfriend is living in the house with the kids. So if they're not, that's a separate conversation. And I'm speaking for the one that are married and have kids, and this is a struggle for them. With that being said, you have to have these boundaries. Now, an interesting thing is, and I want to say this and put it in a way that women can understand it. A lot of times, women have to compensate for the men not being in the house. So being they have to compensate for the men not being in the house, they want to be more lenient with the kids because they feel that they have to give them everything that they have. They don't want to deprive them. They want to make up for their father not being there. They want to make up for them being in this bad situation. They want to give them more love because their father is not there. They want to do all these things, and within that process, they slowly get to losing who they are and the things that they want and need. Mama, what they say on Baby Boy? Mama gotta have a life too.
Yeah, because we will even go get takeout and we'll come home. We'll be like, make sure the young one eat. We don't really care about the other two.
They're grown now.
But we be like, we going in our room. We finna watch a movie. Our door is locked. See you tomorrow. And we come in and we'll eat, watch a movie, do massages, just whatever. But you have to set that time aside because if not, you're gonna be crazy out here.
Yeah, I mean, because even when, before we couldn't go anywhere for the coronavirus. We was doing this before, because let's just say if you wanted to get a massage, or if I wanted to rub your feet, or if I wanted to give you a happy ending. Can women get happy endings? Oh, okay. So if I want to give you a happy ending massage, how I can't. Especially when we do massages, we go all in because we in our own house. So even when you go to a massage, you're gonna get at least 90% naked. You gonna have your underwear on. Same thing in my house. So why would I not be in my house and be comfortable? That's another thing. So I'm gonna say, my wife's like, hey baby, your back hurt, give me a massage. So I'm gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna keep my pants on because I don't want my baby running in here and see me. No, I'm gonna lock my damn door and she can't come in. Like, y'all gotta get these boundaries. Your children should not be running your house. I was listening to a radio show the other day, and a woman was saying that she is struggling with having sex because of her older kids living in the house, and she has a younger child, and she don't know when's the right time because she makes a lot of noise, and every now and again her husband makes a lot of noise, so they don't know when's the right time. Like, I don't give a damn about none of that. Like, we could play some music, maybe, but
and drown it out,
and drown it out a little bit, but I don't care about nobody hearing me having sex in my own damn house. Like, worst case scenario, what? They know we having sex. And if anything, with people being in the house, we have to be right before anybody be right. So if anything, they should want us to be having sex. That means we in a good mood.
Right.
We ain't arguing. We ain't keeping up no shit.
Right.
And speaking of good moods, didn't you say that you like quickies? So I think I'm saying a quickie. What time is it? Okay, let's see. Quickie. We're gonna do 5 minutes. I could do 5 minutes. I'm gonna time it. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes. What's a good quickie to you? 5 minutes?
1 minute.
1 minute? You ain't said nothing but a word. Just give me. I'm gonna count 60 pumps. That's 60 seconds. That's a pump a second. Pump, 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 pump.
You're not pumping me like that.
Be like a song. Pump, 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 dum, 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 pump, 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 pump you like a movie soundtrack.
So you guys, I did a thing this week.
So you have an announcement.
Yes.
So tell everybody the wonderful, wonderful announcement you have.
Oh, I finally announced the official upcoming launch of my online boutique. So I've been sitting on it since 2019.
A little bit longer.
Probably a little longer than that.
A little bit longer. Yeah.
But I just kind of kept procrastinating, I guess.
Why?
There was not really a real reason. Just
overthinking it.
Basically.
Overthinking it.
So now that I kind of have 90% of everything done, and some inventory ordered, and the only thing I need to do is build the website. That's but I won't do that until I actually have the merchandise, so I can see if it's something I'll approve. I'm not going to be selling anything. That's another thing. Locating these vendors that's a job in itself. But I think I was just overthinking it and not thinking that I can do what everybody else is doing, but I'm probably going to do it a little better.
A little bit better?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is that we can maybe offer our listeners something special if they listen to it, because they don't listen to the podcast, they won't get it. But maybe we can offer our listeners something.
Right. So make sure you guys go to Instagram and follow Mrs. Curvy Flavors Boutique.
Spell it.
MRSCURVYFLAVORSBOUTIQUE.
Now, why did you come up with the name Miss Curvy Flavors?
Because I want to have all kinds of flavors for all kinds of women. Whether you're curvy, skinny, big butt, little butt, big boobs, big thighs, no thighs, bald head, long hair, just all different flavors of women. I want to make sure that I am catering to all women.
Very important. Very important. Nice to see. Maybe she'll listen to me. No, she won't. But
Nope.
I was telling her to do this in 2002. But so maybe I should tell you to do something wrong, and maybe you'll do it next year. Yeah, maybe. So I guess we'll slowly follow. If they follow that Instagram page, they'll follow, the launch of everything and when everything got, and maybe be the first one to get it because a lot of these things people are already pre-ordering. So everyone, if you want to get some of these outfits, if you want to get some of this stuff, people are already pre-ordering. So she's getting to a nice percentage of some of this is already being sold. Mm-hmm. So if you want it, hey, get it. If you don't, if you want to be like, I gotta wait till, or at least put your order in and say, hey, if you have this in X months, I would appreciate if you can hold this, till I get my SSI check.
No, I'm not holding nothing.
Or until I put it on my, do you take EBT cards?
Nope.
You don't take EBT cards? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, that's
EBT ain't gonna buy no new merch.
Yes, it is, shouty.
So the stuff I think will go pretty quick, but I'm going to get a second order in this week so I can have something, coming back to back. I don't want to be sold out for too long.
Right.
So I will keep some stuff on there. It's just a gist. I gotta learn it. Could
you tell them what bit the bug in you? Because this is like, you've been having this idea for a long, like, what was the thing that you were just like, okay, I'm finna do this right now? What was it in you that was like, all right, I'm doing this today? Because you had this going on for like forever. We've been going to seminars. We've been doing a lot of different things. You got research and so on and so forth. What was it that the past few days and all the course of time that we've been doing this, that the one day you made your decision, what was it that you was like, okay, I'm doing this now?
I think it was just my 9 to 5, because I've been just like putting up with the bullshit for so long. It's just like, okay, you have to do something in order for something to change. So me just not just putting that off, but giving them all my time, I'm like, nah, fuck that, I'm done. Today I'm it. That's it. I got to get this started. Because this is my way out of this 9 to 5.
Yes.
There is no, that I have to be working for myself. And I always just do what I want to do. So it's best I just work for myself.
Also, since we can remember, people always give you compliments on the clothes that you wear. Mm-hmm. Always. She has a knack for finding certain things. She has a knack for finding certain clothes. She has a knack for finding, okay, I'm going to get this shirt, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these shoes, and then I'm going to wait. I'm going to sit on this, and I'm going to put this outfit with this. She has a knack for putting things together. So it slowly fell in love with fashion unbeknownst to her. Am I saying that right? Mm-hmm. So I don't want to do all your talking for you, but I mean, you've been putting it off for a while.
Yeah.
And every time you look up, you're still taking pictures and outfits.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a bug, I guess. I got bit by the bug the other day, and I got everything done that day. Well, I mean, I've already had it registered and, all the important things. But far as just like getting business card, posters, poly mailers, inventory, all that I did in one day. So to say, 2 days maybe.
Yeah. But the thing about it is that you just got to get on the journey of, growing. If the worst thing to happen is,
I think I was like, what if it fails? But, I mean, business fails all the time. I think if you want something to work, it's going to work because you're going to put in the effort, the time, and the money to make it work, and opposed to just saying, oh, I ain't make no sales, so I'm giving up. Let me find this ain't what I'm supposed to do. Right. And opposed to doing the research, like, okay, how can I market this? How can I get someone to buy this? Now, the stuff I am posting, people are already like, I want this. I'm gonna need this. So it's making me think like, dang, did I order enough stuff? But hey, you just got to be quick. If it sell out, it sell out.
Right.
I may, depending on how popular it is, do restock on some stuff, but some stuff I'm trying to just sell it once and that's it. But if it's a really like high demand product, I may restock.
And I think that's the biggest thing. You done got bit by the bug. But at the same time, we don't hear about the people with these successful companies, that the company that has failed. Some of them had like 2, 3, 4, 5 companies that failed. I just got done listening to the thing about the guy that has this shoe company. I can't think of his name, but anyway, he said all
You
his.
know what? Speaking of shoes, I never got them damn shoes.
Yeah, never mind that. Yeah, but anyway, they said they was hiring 24 people at this one job he went to. And all 23 of them got hired and he didn't get hired. It's a whole lot of stuff. How he was just like, he always couldn't make it at this job. Nobody ever gave him a chance. But I think it's not the guy for AliExpress. It's the other guy. But anyway, basically, you can put all your information and all your worth into things that you want to do, and you can feel good falling down fighting for what you want. You know,
Right.
You know, and like I said, worst case scenario, you can be able to fight with it.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? It's easy to fall up than fall down. And I mean, when you fall up, that means you done got some progress along the way. You just got to get back up.
Right.
You know, and you don't fall that hard. When you fall down, that means you ain't even been trying sometimes. So sometimes they make it real harder to get back up. But sometimes you just got to put in that work, shorty.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I can't wait till the stuff comes, and
Get it in.
Yeah, I got some things that I'm gonna do that I don't see other boutiques doing.
That's the key. That's the key. So we're gonna.
And I
wrap
don't follow
this
a
up.
whole lot of them to know, but
Yeah.
so they may be doing it, but
Yeah, you gotta keep your ear to the pavement. Plus, I got some ideas we can go over too. But so when you could maybe that's right. Never mind. That's right. We're finna get a quickie in, right? Just 5 minutes. All I need is 5 minutes.
No.
60 seconds. No, you said 60 seconds. 60 seconds. I'm gonna hold you to it. So we gonna wrap this up so I can get a quickie. Our door's already locked. Y'all already heard somebody was trying to get in and they couldn't get in. So I get 60 seconds. They don't even know. Nobody knows. Only y'all know, but y'all don't know when. So I'm gonna get 60 seconds. That's one pump, 1 second. That is 1 minute. All I gotta do is get these 60 seconds in. That's 60 pumps. No.
you're not pumping me 60 times.
60 times?
No,
What? We want 30?
you're not pumping me 60 times.
60? I'ma count.
No,
60? Oh, how many pumps can I get?
one.
One? Okay, you gonna give me one pump. It ain't gonna be a whole pump like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm done. I'll get 60 seconds. That's what she said. You can't go back on that. So we're gonna wrap this up so I can get my 60 second pump in. Dun, 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 dun. Pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it, pump it. We used to do that dance too, so we're gonna get that 60 seconds in. So tune in next week. Tune in so y'all know when she's giving out a free or a code that only our listeners can get, or special people that she want to give the code to. Tune in, listen, rate, all that good stuff. Pass it on. I'm Johnny.
And this is Teresa.
And this is another episode of the
DYSON'S Effect.
Peace and Love. Blessings.